Yo, what is up, guys? Bravo Yugioh here coming at you with another video. Today, I want to have a bit of a ban list discussion. Just a couple cards that I wanted to talk about that I think should be hit or not hit on the ban list. I haven't pulled up here, just not too many. Just there, what 10 cards here, but it won't take long, I promise. So as we know, the dominant decks are Malice and Mitsurugi and Razio. Those are the two decks right now, the two biggest decks right now. And they've been at the top of the meta for a pretty good while now. Razio and Malice definitely got some hits on the last ban list. Dormouse went to 2. White Rabbit went to 2, and the Field Spell went to 2 for Malice. And then I think all of the Razio main deck monsters went to 2. But I do expect more hits to these decks on this coming up ban list. I'm expecting the ban list after European Nats. A lot of people thought we were going to get it after NA Nats, but they did not do it. A lot of people thought they were going to give it at the end of the stream. That did not happen. So it gives me a little time to give my thoughts on the format and cards that I think should be addressed. First, we're going to start with Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi is, I want to say, fairly new-ish when we got the first ban list, so they didn't get any hits, as they shouldn't have. But I do think Prayers gets hit down. I don't think it's bad. I think it gets hit down to one. Hit down to 1 is like a consistency hit. This card is everything for the deck. It's the card that sets up the disruption on your turn by tributing the this guy. I may know, you can see it. I'm not pronouncing that. The boss guy, and pops your board, destroys your board. So I think that getting hit down to 1 is I think it'll happen. I don't think it'll be enough to really neuter the deck that much. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the most familiar with. I don't play the deck. I played against it a lot, but I don't really know the ins and outs of the deck that well. So if you guys have any more suggestions about how to maybe more impactfully hit the Mitsurugi cards without absolutely killing it, please leave those down in the comment section. I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say about that. Next, we have the Malice cards. Like I said in my last video, I don't think the Malice cards themselves are super broken. I don't think there's a single Malice card that you can read that's kind of unfair, or it does too much. I think Malice benefits a lot from simply being like a Cyber strategy, and the link climbing that comes with that. The Cyber's extra deck monsters have a lot of cards that enable link climbing through a lot of interactions. So a couple things I think they can do. I think they could hit Dormouse and Underground down to 1, limit both of them. What I think this does is it does hit the consistency for a deck that already struggles with consistency, and it also makes the deck more susceptible to low impact hand traps. So as we know, at the current stage, hand traps like Ash and Valor and Imperm, those low impact cards, don't very rarely stop Malice and what they want to do. But I feel like if you hit these cards, it makes them more susceptible by making a White Rabbit almost like more of your primary play starter with these hit down. And so, by starting with White Rabbit, the deck is more susceptible to Nib, more susceptible to Ash. It potentially makes Malice players go back to playing TB11. This card here, a lot of Malice players, this format have completely cut this card from their list. I've cut it from my list. I don't think any of the super top competitors are still playing this card. But if you hit these cards down, the Dormouse and the Underground, you almost have to play this card again to make White Rabbit a 1-card combo again. But it's a very fragile 1-card combo. Like an Ash on this, like an Imperm on the Rabbit. It just makes the like I said, the lower impact hand traps more impactful against this deck. Something else I think they can do to Malice is the same way Link Decoder got banned last list to kind of hit the things around Malice. I can see Splash Mage getting banned as well. Just a really good link to again that enables link climbing. So I think hitting Splash Mage could be a thing, and making Malice play either go back to Haggard Lizardos or play an extra SP Little Knight, like things like that. And then if we have to go to Haggard Lizardos or SP Little Knight, it makes the new Ad Ignister stuff a lot weaker as well. Because let me see if I can get it on here. Ignister. Because you need a Cyber's Link monster special summon from the extra deck. So now in the current format, how things currently are, if you imperm my Splash Mage or stop my Splash Mage, if I have backup in hand or Wizard in hand, then I can just extend through. I didn't need the Splash Mage body. But if I'm forced to play a Hacker Lizardos or another SP Little Knight in that place to try to, as my Link to Extender or my Link to the Climb, it turns these off as extenders because those are not Cyberse monsters. So I think that's something they can do. Like that way the deck is still playable, but it doesn't completely like destroy it. Next, we have X Razio. This is easily the best Razio monster. Like this card is super wild, especially like going second, being able to dump Aggregator to negate a face-up card, and they even got a new rank 4 that allows you to pop a Speller Trap as well. So I can see this getting hit down to 1 as a hit to Razio. I'm not sure what else they can do to that deck. Maybe hit down Ice, but I feel like Ice is in an okay spot. It's definitely not as good as it once was. I feel like when Razio first came onto the scene, Ice was widely considered the best one because it allowed you to go into your Fiendsmith package and stuff. But we'll get the Fiendsmith in a second. Something to hit the Razio Mitsurugi deck. I think they should ban King of the Feral Imps. This is the bridge that bridges those two archetypes together. With Razio, spamming rank 4s. This being a rank 4 to search for any reptile, which, as we know, all the Mitsurugi cards are reptile. So I think hitting this card would be super nice to limit what that deck does and kind of unmesh those two decks. Next, to speak on Fiendsmith, I did say Fiendsmith earlier. I don't think Fiendsmith is broken. I think Fiendsmith is just good. I don't think there's anything necessarily unfair about Fiendsmith. So I think the only Fiendsmith hit we should see is the banning of Moon of the Closed Heaven. This card is literally Nightmare Mermaid, if you guys remember that card. Like, you just take any two monsters and you have full Fiendsmith combo. I think that is the worst part about Fiendsmith. I don't think every deck should just have access to that engine. And if he's banned Moon of the Closed Heaven, then we won't have that issue anymore. If you want to play Fiendsmith, you're gonna have to play a deck that facilitates his own light fiends. So like pure Fiendsmith or like the live twin deck, like things like that. I know Razio, if they want to play Fiendsmith, they still could because we have Exiton Knight, which is a light fiend that Ice facilitates. So maybe put Ice down to 1 if we think that's going to be an issue. But I do think every deck having access to this card with 2 random monsters to get a full Fiendsmith combo is ridiculous, and I think that should be taken care of. And another hit to Razio I would like to see is Duo Drive down to 1. Just so that way, if your opponent has interaction for this Duo Drive, it's done. It's really hard to recur after that. I think you would need to use the field spell cross, but I think Duo Drive to 1 is correct. Next, everyone's favorite card, Droll and Lockberry. I feel like this is the most talked about card of as far as like what to do with it on this upcoming ban list. Some people want to ban, some people want to stay. I will say it is a very not fun card to play against, but I also feel like it is a necessary evil to have like in the format, like in the game just in general. Like I couldn't imagine like Drogon banned and like Mitsurugi just being able to just pop off and go off like whenever like that one Ash Blossom is not stopping Mitsurugi. That one Valor rarely is like I think like I just feel like the power level of decks in Yu-Gi-Oh have gotten so high that like Droll is kind of necessary. Like even decks that aren't even being played right now. Like if Droll gets banned, like there's not like how many hand drops can you really open to stop like a Dark World deck from like really popping off? And I know like no one's playing Dark World, but like but Dark World is still super scary and like and what it wants to do and what it can do, the amount of bodies that it can generate, the amount of cards that it searches throughout the turn, like it's super wild. Like Droll is really the only hand trap that really like stifles like decks like that. So though Droll is not fun, I don't necessarily like the card. I do think you kind of need the card, so I do hope that Droll stays unhit. And the last card I want to talk about is Harpy's Featherstorm. I know this card has starting to see play with in like Raziel in decks that play Raziel because they overlay for Castell. Castell. It is a winged beast, and then they can set this off a thrust, and then you essentially get your turn skipped. Get rid of this card, bro. I've been begging for. I've needed this card to go for years since. What's the name of that deck? Fluanderies was a thing. This card is disgusting. It doesn't generate anything positive. It literally skips your opponent's turn. Like, get it out of here. Speaking of, I said that was the last card. I absolutely lied. I have one more card. This thing right here. As you guys know, K9 is around the corner. Comes out at the beginning of August. Get it. I would like to see this preemptively hit. Nothing positive about this card. Literally skips your opponent's turn. This is awful. Please ban it before it becomes an issue. I do not want to play a format of getting Paradise Smashed and losing because I lost the die roll. Get it out. There's no reason for this card to be legal. Hopefully, by the time the beginning of August comes around, they have preemptively hit this card. But those are my 2 cents on the upcoming ban list, guys. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What cards do you guys think should be hit? Or what changes would you like to see to the format? And with that being said, this is Bravo Yugioh signing off. Peace!